In a world where interviewers often push their own agendas, some Hollywood stars refuse to play along. These are the moments where celebrities completely shut down loaded questions from reporters, like the time Jerry Seinfeld was criticized for the lack of racial diversity on his show.
I have noticed that most of the guests are mostly white males.
Oh, this really pisses me off, but go ahead. Really pisses me off.
A visibly irritated Seinfeld initially tried to address the question with humor, but grew more intense as he went on.
Take a look over here, Peter. What do you see? A lot of whiteys. What's going on here? People think it's the census or something? I mean, this has got to represent the actual pie chart of America. Who cares?
Seinfeld didn't hold back, shutting down the accusation and making it clear that the only thing that matters is whether or not a comedian is funny.
And I have no interest in gender or race or anything like that, but everyone else is kind of with their little calculating, is this the exact right mix? You know, I think that's, to me, it's anti-comedy.
But Samuel L. Jackson took things to another level, getting even more confrontational when called out for the language he used in Django Unchained.
There's been a lot of controversy surrounding the usage of the N-word in this movie.
Nobody, none. The word would be...
Oh, I don't want to say it.
Why not?
I don't like to say it.
Have you ever said it?
No, sir.
Try it.
I don't like to say it.
Try it!
Really? Seriously?
We're not going to have this conversation unless you say it.
The unsuspecting reporter clearly wasn't ready for Jackson to flip the script, and it showed.
You want to move on to another question?
Okay. Awesome. I don't want to say it.
Come on!
Will you say it?
No. That's not the same thing.
Why do you want me to say it?
They're going to bleep it when you say it on your show. Say it!
I can't say it. If I say it, this question, it won't make air.
Okay, forget it.
And while Jackson took a bold approach, Denzel Washington is known for his calm and composed takedowns. When asked about race relations, Denzel's response was both insightful and unforgettable.
Have race relations improved?
You know, race relationships have to do with race relationships. You're white or whatever you are, I'm black or whatever I am. We're standing here talking now. That's how we get things done. You can't legislate love. The President of the United States can't legislate us into liking each other. We have to step forward and ask questions about each other and engage. There's no law that says, oh, because I'm president, you all got to get along now. So it's up to us.
However, this wasn't the first time Denzel Washington had set the record straight with reporters on matters of race.
So why did he need a black director? Could a white director not have?
It's not color, it's culture.
Explain the difference, because I think we're
Steven
in a space
Spielberg
right
did Schindler's List.
Mm-hmm.
Martin Scorsese did Goodfellas, right? Steven Spielberg could direct Goodfellas. Martin Scorsese probably could have done a good job with Schindler's List, but they're cultural differences.
Much like Denzel, Morgan Freeman masterfully addressed a racially charged question with intelligence. Just listen to his response when CNN's Don Lemon questioned him about race and wealth.
Do you think that race plays a part in wealth distribution, or either a mindset that you can't
Today?
or cannot? Yeah.
No.
You don't?
No, I don't. Hey, you and I, we're proof. Why would race have anything to do with it? Put your mind to what you want to do and go for that.
But Freeman's most iconic moment came during a 60 Minutes interview when he completely dismantled the concept of separating Black history from American history.
Black History Month you find
Ridiculous.
why?
You're going to relegate my history to a month?
Oh, come on.
What do you do with yours? Which month is White History Month? Well, come on, tell me.
Well, I'm Jewish.
Okay, which month is Jewish History Month?
There isn't one.
Oh, why not?
Yeah.
Do you want one?
No.
I don't either.
Freeman then left the interviewer speechless when he offered his straightforward response that destroyed the reporter's hidden agenda.
I don't want a Black History Month. Black history is American history.
How are we going to get rid of racism until...
Stop talking about it. I'm going to stop calling you a white man.
Yeah.
And I'm going to ask you to stop calling me a black man.
Comedian Bill Burr, however, takes a completely different approach, ditching calm logic and coming out swinging against loaded questions.
Can women be funny?
Yeah, of course.
Some people have a hard time saying yes, though. There are a lot of angry young men on the internet that are like, women can't be fun.
Will you guys just grow up and just sit down and write your own and come up with it? Start your own show. Have your own award show. Quit waiting around for other people to do for you. That's the problem. If you guys had your own big club and I was standing outside of it, you'd never let me in. I'd start my own. You guys got to start your own. You got brains in there, right?
Yes, absolutely.
So write your own and quit your whining. We're all eating a giant sandwich out here. Nobody cares. I don't care.
As the conversation escalated, Burr made it clear that he wasn't done calling out the question's agenda.
It makes no difference whether you got a or a. All right? Just do what you want to do, and hopefully people respond to it. But this the quotas and all of this become undeniable.
Taking a more measured approach, Matthew McConaughey skillfully deflected a blatant attempt to trap him with a loaded question, delivering an epic response that left no doubt he was in control.
In 2021, you considered to run for governor of the state of Texas. Do you think political office is in your future? Can you see that?
If it's where I would deem myself to be most useful,
yeah.
Yes.
Do you think you could get elected in Texas being anti-gun?
Do I think I could get elected in Texas being anti-gun? One thing about if me in politics is to give you a direct statement right there is playing a game that I'm not interested in playing. To give you a direct statement right there.
But not every celebrity keeps it as collected as McConaughey. Rapper Lil Wayne's response to a loaded question took a very different turn. It all started with Wayne's comments in this controversial Fox Sports interview.
Where are we in the United States of America in race relations and what you see from day to day in your life?
God knows I have been nothing but blessed. My whole path, these 33 years have been nothing but a blessing. I have never, never is a strong word, I've never dealt with racism, and I'm glad I didn't have to. I thought that was clearly a message that there was no such thing as racism. That's what I thought that was.
Following public backlash, Wayne was asked if he had any regrets about what he said, with his unapologetic and fiery response making it clear that he wasn't backing down.
There was a lot of backlash from people about that. Would you change it, what you said, or you still feel the same way?
As the interview reached its boiling point, what Wayne did next made headlines everywhere.
Don't come at me with that dumb man. My life matters.
He ended our interview angrily. Lil Wayne is in the business of making music, not apologies.
And speaking of fiery responses, UFC middleweight champion Sean Strickland wasn't afraid to call out a reporter for asking politically charged questions during a press conference.
And people like you have weaseled your way into the world. You are an infection. You are the definition of weakness. Everything that is wrong with the world is because of and the best thing is the world's not buying it. The world's not buying your shit you're peddling. The world is not saying, you know what, you're right. Chicks have the world's not saying that. The world's saying, no, there are two genders. I don't want my kids being taught about, who they could school. I don't want my kids being taught about, their sexual preference. Like, dude, this guy's enemy. You want to look at the enemy to our world? It's that right there, asking these stupid questions.
The moment went viral, sparking a follow-up question to UFC CEO Dana White, whose no-nonsense response made it clear he wasn't interested in agenda-driven narratives either.
You obviously give a long leash to your fighters about, what they can say when they are up there with a UFC microphone.
I don't give anybody a leash.
Well, I'm saying you...
A leash?
I'm like...
Free speech. And control what people say. Going to tell people what to believe. Going to tell people... I don't tell any other human being what to say, what to think, and there's no leashes on any of them. What is your question?
I was asking that question. I'll move on, though.
Yeah, probably a good idea. That's ridiculous to say I give somebody a leash. Free speech. brother. People can say whatever they want and they can believe whatever they want.
Ronda Rousey delivered an equivalently confident takedown when a reporter cornered her with a question about women's pay disputes in sports.
We've got quite a large pay dispute happening with our Australian women's soccer team at the moment. Is it frustrating for you as someone who's so prominent in your sport? And we heard you say on the Ellen show the other day you are the richest fighter in UFC, that sort of thing is still going on?
I think that how much you get paid should have something to do with how much money you bring in. I'm the highest paid fighter, not because Dina and Lorenzo wanted to do something nice for the ladies. They do it because I bring in the highest numbers. They do it because I make them the most money. And I think that the money that they make should be proportionate to the money that they bring in.
Actor Kurt Russell would similarly shut down the hosts of The View after they asked him a particularly loaded question on the topic of gun control.
Recently you made some headlines for saying that you felt gun control laws wouldn't deter terrorists. Explain to folks.
Well, you know, these are these things where, first of all, I was in a situation, we do what we call the dog and pony.
Right.
We're out doing the dog and pony selling a picture. And you get sometimes you get what you feel is slightly ambushed by somebody who's really got an agenda. And that's sort of, I think, that's my opinion of what happened to me the other day.
Recognizing the bias behind the question, Russell made sure to make his stance known with a sharp and unapologetic response.
The last thing I like to watch is entertainers or actors get political. It's just something I can't stand watching. So having said that, no, I was kind of asked to put it in context somehow with this movie.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my personal feeling is that there's a big difference between Fantasyland and reality. Fantasyland is what we do. You're either writing something, writing a song, writing a book, doing a movie, doing a television show. That's Fantasyland. And that's where that stuff belongs. In reality, when we're dealing with things like terrorism and whatnot, we're all going to have different opinions on how to do it and how to deal with it.
Yeah.
Mine happens to be that I think there's a very strong reason founding fathers had for the Second Amendment.
Tim Allen, meanwhile, took a lighter but equally effective approach when asked about political correctness in comedy, making it clear that he doesn't want the media policing his jokes.
What I got to do sometimes is explain, which I hate in big arenas, that this is a thought police thing and I do not like it. But when I use these words, this is my intent behind those words.
Yeah. Wow.
So as long as you understand my intent, I still get people, but just don't say it. I do use some provocative words, but I tell them it's words I really got from my parents.
Yeah.
You know, they said this stuff and we talked about it. I can't even say it here. I can't even point to it.
Yeah.
It is an alarming thing for comedians.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, even if you go watch the movie Blazing Saddles.
Oh my God, forget
You
it.
can't even watch that without looking around in your own room.
But it was Kanye West who took things to another level, meeting a loaded question with raw honesty. His response, as expected, was nothing short of polarizing.
Are you afraid of losing your audience? Yay.
I told you I'm only afraid of God. I'm only afraid of my daddy, God. I done been 15 years. I'm telling you, God is showing that you can have your own thoughts, bro. I've been canceled before there was cancel culture. Who told you that my career would be over? The same people that are telling you that you can't have a right to say who you will vote for might think they so woke, but they following the rules of what woke's supposed to be.